समस्त जन कल्याणी निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. In the previous sessions we have heard and tried to understand the Jiva. In the last session we specifically heard about Brahman. The word Brahman itself means big. Bigness to what degree? To infinity. That which is infinite, one without a second, unchanging, and the same, unborn, therefore undying, which we call as full, complete, and which is the only aspect in this entire world, entire universe, which is self-effulgent. Self-effulgent meaning which is by itself, on its own. So that is Brahman. Then what is Maya? Maya can be understood from three different point of views. The first point of view, if we try to take Maya from the world point of view, means from the ignorance point of view, from the man's point of view. Some call Maya as delusory. Some call Maya as unreal. And some call Maya as real. Now, those who think that Maya is delusory, why do they think it is delusory? That is because they relate it to that sometimes you can get something and sometimes you don't. You want to achieve something, you work hard towards it, you want to get it, you are about to get it and it goes away. You don't get it. So they think that this is all Maya. Maya is delusory. The second kind of people who are in the ignorance in the world, they think that Maya is unreal. They always say, it is all Maya. Why? It is unreal. See, nothing is real in this world. But there are some kind of people in the world who feel Maya is real. Why? Because they give absolute reality to everything that they see, everything that they feel, everything that they hear and everything that they speak. They give reality to this life 100%. This is known as ignorance. Ignorance of what? Ignorance of the reality from the standpoint of world. There is another standpoint that we can look at Maya from. This standpoint is from Maya itself. From the point of view of Maya, what is she? It is said that it is Anirvachaniya, means inexplicable, that which you cannot explain. Because some of them said that it is delusory. Some of them said that it is unreal. Some of them said that it is real. But truly speaking, from Maya's point of view, it is neither real nor unreal. Because as we have studied already, what is real? The real aspect is that which is continuous, uninterrupted and always. Is Maya always? No, it keeps changing. So it is not real. But we had also studied that what is unreal, that which cannot be experienced, not by me, not by you, not by anybody else, is unreal. But we are experiencing Maya. Are we not talking to each other? Are we not seeing things? We are. So it is neither real nor unreal. So it is Anirvachaniya or inexplicable from Maya's point of view. But from the point of view of Brahman, the absolute reality, when we see from the absolute reality point of view, which is, as we have just explained, is infinite. What is the meaning of infinite? The meaning of infinite means it is complete by itself. It is one without a second. Then where is Maya? There is no question of Maya from the point of view of Brahman. You see how differently you can see the same things. From the point of view that you see life, the meaning of life changes. However, today we are going to go deeper into Maya. On your screen will appear Maya, Trigunatmika, that means endowed with the three qualities. Maya itself is of three qualities. What are the three qualities in Maya? First, the Sattva Guna, or as we call it, pure knowledge. The second is Rajoguna, which is activity. And the third is Tamoguna, that is inertia, indolent, no activity, inactive. However, now the screen continues to be there. Keep watching carefully, and now we put things into place. From the world's point of view, from the ignorance point of view of the man, Maya is real, absolute. Now, this is only because of the inertia that Maya does. Remember, what are the two aspects of Maya, the powers of Maya? First power of Maya is called Avarna, or veiling, covering. Covering what? The truth. Maya covers the truth from your mind, from your consciousness. It doesn't allow you to see the truth first. And second, what is the power of second power of Maya? Is to project. That projection is called Vikshepa. To project a false image in your mind. Because of this, the inertia or the tamoguna of Maya is spread in the world. Therefore, in the Shastras it is mentioned that the world is tamoguna pradhan, meaning it is predominance of tamoguna, inertia in the world. Look around. Where there are sentient beings, in compared to sentient beings, how many things are absolutely insentient, sthira. They are still, no movement till somebody comes and pushes them. Tamoguna, inertia. Look at it from this point of view. From Maya's point of view, activity, full of movement and action. Where does that guna come? What is that guna called? The second guna called Rajoguna. Every single atom is in a continuous state of flux. I didn't say this. Sir Einstein has said this, and this is what the great rishis have said thousands of years ago, that at the atom level everything is moving. Nothing is constant. What is that? It is the state of Maya, which is called Rajoguna, activity. From the highest point of view, Brahman, pure knowledge. It is your mind and intellect which is filled with the knowledge of that truth. Just as we use a long pole, then we run hard and hit the pole on the ground and pole vault ourselves on the other side. In the same way, the knowledgeable person, the intelligent person, uses the sattva guna of Maya, the pure knowledge, to pole vault himself, herself from this Maya Rupi Jagata, from this world of changes to that permanent Brahman. Now we move to the other things of Maya. From this point of view, you will see that how creation takes place. Now we come to the next part of our talk. The Panch Mahabhuta, the five great elements. On your screen, just have a look, take a few seconds and look at the entire screen. While you're looking, I'll take you through it. Panch Mahabhuta, the five great elements. Akasha, next to it is in the English, that is space. Then Vayu, air. Tejas or Agni, fire. Apaha, meaning water. And Prithvi, meaning earth. How does these three guna suddenly become five? That is the beauty of our further talks now. Let us understand a little more about these five Mahabhuta or five great elements, but they are also very subtle elements. Why are they subtle? Because they are in a form which is in the Tanmatra form, meaning they are in the form of unmanifested yet. They haven't grossified to become manifested. Therefore, now you come back to the screen and have a look. The quality of space, Akash, is sound. And it is the maximum pervasive. Now, where do sound appear in our body? Whether it is action or organs or whether it is perception organ. It is perception organ. That means the finer aspect of these great elements, they become the organs of perception in our body. Therefore, the sound, what we call as shabda, the hearing capacity comes from the space element. Watch carefully. Next, touch. The quality of touch comes from the element air, Vayu. Feel the whole skin from the head to toe is that one element, air. The specific quality of form which comes in our eyes. Don't we see forms with our eyes? We do. And that comes from fire. And then comes taste. As explained last time, our taste buds, if they are dried, we can't taste anything. Therefore, water, from the subtle element water comes the taste bud or the tongue. The taste comes there. And finally, the smell, nose, the organ of smelling. Perception through smelling comes through earth. In the pervasiveness, we have seen on the right hand side that the most pervasive is the most subtlest and least or only one single quality. Purity is maximum when there is less admixturing. We are all aware of this. Why do we call gold, which is 24 karat, as the most purest? Because it has absolute or absolutely very little impurity. And as the degrees of impurity or admixturing increases, the purity becomes less. As the purity becomes less, the pervasiveness becomes less. These subtle elements are called tanmatras. Our organs of perception are built by these five subtle elements. But as explained earlier, the five great elements are the material cause. Then what is the intelligent cause? Because if this was only the requirement, we could have also, by some degree of mixing and purity and all those extraction of purest of the pure and try to mix them, and life should have started. But it doesn't start. We try very hard to make God particle. We do. We try to make antimatter. Matter, which is the world material, antimatter is that which is that spirit in all aspects. But we are still unable to do that. Why? Because that one self-effulgent consciousness cannot be replaced or cannot be reproduced. Why? Because its quality is such. It is infinite. It is in and through everything. When these five Mahabhutas get grossified in their particular degrees, percentages, and then they are mixed in the way whereby the life through them passes, entire world comes into place. As explained in the previous session, once again let me try to remind you, Who is the material cause? Where does the material cause come from? Naturally, it comes from somewhere before. The effect of something are these five material causes. That means the cause should be before the effect. And we know the cause of all cause is nothing but Brahman. So the material cause is Brahman. And we also know that the efficient cause is also Brahman. Whenever we see in our experience, in our world, that when the material cause and efficient cause are the same, generally those things are only illusion. The example given was our mind when it is slightly awake, slightly asleep, and it is dreaming. Where does the dream occur? It occurs on the substratum of the mind. Who is the creator of the dream? The mind. And who plays in the dream? The mind. Before the dream occurred, what was there? Mind. Once the dream is complete, where does the dream world go and end? In the mind. So the creator is the mind, the sustainer is the mind, and the annihilator is the mind. In the same way, in the canvas of Brahman, which is called the substratum of everything that we see, upon this, the projection of this world comes, and that projection dances in the form of the world that we are looking around. And a point in time, that projection is once again taken back. So what remains back is the substratum, which is Brahman. What was there before the projection came was Brahman. What will be after the projection is over is Brahman. This is Vedānta Jñana, the knowledge of Vedanta. Vedanta pulls your attention towards that infinite self, which is not somewhere far away from us, sitting on the seventh heaven like a tyrant king and giving us pleasures or giving us punishment depending on what we do or what we don't do. No, it is that pure consciousness which is residing in our hearts, very close to us, not far away somewhere. Vedanta tries to get our attention fully and completely onto that consciousness, that oneness that is in you, which we call in the macrocosm, the outside the whole world, as Brahman, and inside you as the Jiva or Atman. Maya. How does Maya create the five elements now? To begin with, to say, Maya and its three qualities are always remaining in equilibrium. Always. They are in equilibrium. Equilibrium meaning they are of all equal qualities. They are all same. But when somehow the balance is disturbed, the process of creation begins. How does the balance disturb? We should ask ourselves sometimes how happy we are, and suddenly our balance is disturbed and we become unhappy. Sometimes we become angry. Sometimes we are so angry and suddenly we see that beautiful, lovely face whom you love, and suddenly all anger goes away. Suddenly we come into equilibrium. Suddenly we lose our equilibrium. This is Maya. But how exactly this happens, we'll take it up in the next session. Kindly join me for this beautiful prayer. असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः